Good morning, dear students. Welcome to online biology lesson number 3. We are discussing our topic, our lesson, the digestive system. Let's have a quick review from our previous lessons. Human digestive system has two parts. One is digestive tract, and the second one is accessory organs. The major organs of human digestive tract are mouth, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, rectum, and anus. So these are the parts of or major organs of human digestive tract. Some other organs which helps in the digestion, so those organs we call as accessory organs. So those accessory organs you already know: teeth, tongue, salivary gland, liver, gallbladder, and pancreas. Okay, let's have a quick look of each part of this our digestive tract. The first part is mouth. Once you have the food in your mouth, mechanical and chemical digestion begins in your mouth. Mechanical and chemical digestion both begin in your mouth. So mechanical digestion happens when you chew your food with your teeth and mix it with your tongue. When you have the food into your mouth, so the teeth helps to break the food into small pieces. At the same time, the tongue helps to mix your food in your mouth. At the same time, chemical digestion begins in your mouth by addition of a watery substance called saliva. In our mouth, chemical digestion begins by the addition of saliva. So this saliva is a watery substance. So this watery substance produced by three sets of glands near your mouth. In earlier classes, we discussed about these three sets of glands. So these three sets of salivary glands have different names. One set of salivary glands we call parotid gland, and the second set of salivary glands we call as submandibular glands, and third set of salivary glands we call as sublingual gland. So once the food mix with your saliva, the food become moist, and in this saliva, mostly the saliva has water and mucus. Along with these two, there is an enzyme we call as amylase. So this amylase enzyme breaks the starch into sugars. Normally our food has starch, so this starch is break down by this enzyme amylase. Then the next part of our digestive tract is the esophagus. So esophagus, so once you swallow the food, slowly the food enters into the next part, that is esophagus. So this esophagus is a tube-like structure after the mouth. So the food is moving into the esophagus, passes over the epiglottis. So here in this picture, you are seeing the boy is eating an apple. When he eat this apple, when he swallow this apple piece, so this apple piece enters into the esophagus. Here you are seeing, so where my cursor is moving to here, so this is the food. Okay, So when the food is entering into the esophagus, so this part, you are seeing this part we call as the epiglottis. This is the muscular part. So this muscular part close the windpipe to prevent entering in of food into this windpipe. Okay, this muscular part we call as the epiglottis. So this epiglottis prevents the food entering into the windpipe. So if the food enters into the windpipe, right away you will start choke. So epiglottis is a muscular organ which prevents the food entering into the windpipe. So here the food enters into the esophagus. So this esophagus, so here you are seeing epiglottis automatically covers the opening to the windpipe to prevent food from entering it. Otherwise, it would choke. So this esophagus has muscular mucus glands inside of esophagus. It has mucus glands. So these mucus glands keep the food moist. So in esophagus, there are some muscle contractions, squeezing action of muscle contractions occurs. So due this muscle contraction we call as peristalsis. So due to this peristalsis, the food passes through the esophagus into our stomach. Next, the next part of our digestive tract is stomach. Stomach is a muscular bag which connects. So here you are seeing this is a muscular bag. The stomach is a muscular bag. So this muscular bag connects at the upper end with the esophagus. This muscular bag stomach connects at the upper end with the esophagus. It connects with the lower end with the, there is a part, small intestine part we call as a, this part we call as a duodenum. Okay, later on we're going to talk about it. So the lower portion of the stomach connects with the duodenum part. So when our stomach is empty, the it looks like as a sausage shaped with folds on the on inside, and once you eat the food, means as the food enters from the esophagus, the stomach expands and folds smooth out. So here, once you eat the food, these folds smooth out and the stomach will expand. So the stomach walls, in a previous lesson, I already told you the stomach walls, they have the four types of the layers. So mucosa, submucosa, muscular layer, and serosa. So this muscular layer cause the waves of muscular contraction. So due to these muscular contractions, the stomach shows the peristalsis. So the stomach shows the peristalsis, means the movement, muscular movement. At the same time, some layers in the stomach wall secrete so hydrochloric acid and sodium chloride, and there is an enzyme, powerful enzyme, pepsin. So the main purpose of this hydrochloric acid, it kills the bacteria uh, in the food what you eaten. It kills the bacteria in the food what you eaten. And this pepsin works along with the hydrochloric acid. It works with the hydrochloric acid. So this pepsin break down the proteins into simple proteins. So this hydrochloric acid normally it damages the walls of stomach. So due to prevent this damage of stomach walls, the stomach walls produce the mucus. So this all the information I gave in the previous lesson. So you can watch our previous lesson, then you can understand. So these foods in our stomach turn into thin watery liquid. This watery liquid we call as chyme. CHYME. It's we call as chyme. So once the chyme is formed in our stomach, slowly the chyme will move into the small intestine part. This is the small intestine part. So today we're gonna discuss the clear information about the small intestine. Okay. Now you are seeing the picture of this complete digestive system. So here we're gonna talk about the small intestine. The small intestine, it is a tube part. It is 4 to 7 meters a long tube, which is divided into three parts. One is this curved part we call as duodenum, and the second part, this part, we call as jejunum, and the third part we call as ileum. So this is the first part, it is the duodenum, and this is the second part, this we call as jejunum, and this is the third part we call as ileum. Most of the chemical digestion occurs in this first part, that is the duodenum. The food means the chyme, acidic chyme, as it passes into the duodenum part. So this duodenum has some glands on their walls. Inside, they have some glands on their walls. These glands we call as Brunner's glands. So these Brunner glands secretes bicarbonate alkaline solution. So this bicarbonate alkaline solution neutralizes the chyme because the chyme was formed in the stomach due to this hydrochloric acid. So this hydrochloric acid is the acid which can damage the walls of this duodenum. So once the chyme enters into this duodenum part, so the duodenum walls, they have a special glands we call as Brunner's glands. So these Brunner's glands secrete or produce a solution we call as bicarbonate alkyne solution. So this bicarbonate alkyne solution neutralizes the chyme. Then there, in the same duodenum part, most of the chemical digestion takes place uh, by when the chyme mixed with the solution which comes from liver, pancreas, and gallbladder. So here, let's have a look of the picture. So this is the duodenum part. This is the duodenum part. So when the chyme neutralized by the alkaline solution, bicarbonate alkaline solution, so later on this chyme mixed with a solution which comes from liver and pancreas, gallbladder. So due to this solution, most of the chemical digestion takes place in the duodenum part. Okay, let's discuss about each organ which helps in the digestion. Let's discuss about the liver. Okay, so this on the screen you are seeing the liver. So this liver secretes a solution or a liquid we call as bile. This bile is a green color solution or liquid. So in this bile, there are 97% of water, 3% of bile salts, bile pigments, and mucus. So these are the contents in the bile. So this bile secreted by this liver. So this is the liver. So this liver secretes the bile. So this bile is stored in the gallbladder. Now you're seeing on the screen. I am making a mark. So this is the gallbladder. When the liver secretes this bile, the bile is stored in gallbladder. So slowly, step by step, the gallbladder releases the bile into the this duodenum part. So you are seeing, so this is the duodenum part. So this gallbladder slowly, step by step, it releases the bile into the duodenum part. So when the chyme mix with this bile, bile break up the large fat particles which were in your food. So this bile break up the large fat particles into small fat particles. Similar way, so the detergent break up the grease or oil. So another time I explained you. So take a cup of water and add 3 to 4 drops of oil, then stir this water with a spoon. So after some time, you can see so these oils are break down into small oil droplets. In the same way, in the similar way, when the fat particles which were in our food, when it mixed with the bile, this bile break up the large fat particles into small fat particles. Next, the second accessory organ, so that is pancreas. So this pancreas located behind your stomach. So behind your stomach is it's located in behind your stomach. It has it has both exocrine and endocrine part. Have a look here in this screen. You are seeing a clear picture of the pancreas. So this is the pancreas. You are seeing in a yellow color. So this is the pancreas. So this pancreas has two parts. One, the outer portion. So here I am going to draw a line. So this portion we call as this portion we call as exocrine portion, and the remaining this portion inside portion we call as endocrine. Okay, sorry, this portion, the outer portion we call as endocrine, and this inner portion we call as exocrine. So this endocrine portion, it secretes. There is two hormones, that is insulin. So endocrine portion secretes insulin and glucagon, and exocrine part secretes the digestive enzymes, so which helps in the digestion of the food, that is trypsin, amylase, and lipase. So pancreas secretes. There are two enzymes, hormones. Those hormones are insulin, and second one is glucagon. And the pancreas also secretes digestive enzymes, Those are trypsin, amylase, and lipase. So here, the trypsin, yeah, here on the screen you are seeing. So the pancreatic juice contains the pancreatic juice. It has the three types of enzymes. One is trypsin, amylase, lipase. Okay, trypsin breakdown of proteins into amino acids. Amylase break down the carbohydrates into sugars. Lipase break down the fats into fatty acids and glycerol. Means most of the digestion takes place in duodenum part. Next, after the digestion, the food passes into the next part, that is this uh, jejunum part. So here, so this is the duodenum, digestion takes place here, then the food slowly moves into the second part, that is the jejunum part. And the third part is ileum. So this is the third part, and this is the second part. So this both jejunum and ileum, inside of their part, they have finger-like projections. So these finger-like projections, now you are seeing on the screen. So this jejunum part and ileum part, they have these finger-like projections. You can see on the screen. So these finger-like projections we call as villi. When this chyme passes through these two parts, uh, jejunum and ileum, so this villi absorb the food material nutrients. Okay, so this is about the small intestine. So later on, the food passes into the large intestine. Okay, here this large intestine has two parts. One is the cecum. This is the cecum part, and second one is the sorry. This is the cecum part, and from here, this we call as the colon part. The end of the colon part has again two parts. One is rectum, and second one is anus. Okay, students. So this is about our class today. Just you read the small intestine and the other parts of your digestive tract. Today evening we're gonna tomorrow I'm gonna upload the worksheet about this small intestine, large intestine, mouth, esophagus, stomach. Okay. Thank you very much. Have a good day. Thank you.